Pleasant good afternoon, good morning, good day, wherever you are in the world. You're logged on to www.catchthis.com. And you know it's I Lightnin, the quiet storm, queen of reggae radio, here with a legend and the legends. We're talking third world, we're talking cat core. We're going to go right back down. First of all, let me greet you and say thank you so much, sir, for the privilege and honor.
Thanks so much for having me, Shelly. Everything's beautiful, and we're here in Birmingham, and all of us are together as a band, which is really sweet. So greetings and love.
Tell you are one of the longest standing composite bands right now in reggae. One of. And let's go back to the early 1970s. Let us take this journey coming up with grace, style, and class, the way that you've traveled and the way that Third World has maintained their integrity within the industry. Now, I know you started off with a band called Alley Cats, am I correct?
Yes, you are correct.
Yes, and if we're really honest, the journey didn't start there. The journey started at home with your mother. You want to tell us?
Yeah, sure. Well, the journey really started at home because my mom was a music teacher, and based on the fact that I think she had three sons and two older than me, and I think my dad being a scholar and being, I guess had ambitions of being a politician at the time. He wasn't at the time. He was just a lawyer in the courts in Jamaica, and I think that being the youngest child and my mom being a music teacher, there was attention paid to me, who showed some musical ability and talent, and so from there the journey started. But I mean, the journey is so long that to try and describe that for you in a couple of minutes would be very difficult. But suffice it to say that I went through my young career, my young journey, as you put it, playing the cello, going into doing things like being in the Jamaica Youth Orchestra, playing for Princess Anne when I was like 11 years old. And anyway, that was all great. When I got to 13, something very significant happened that I turned my attention to pop music. By pop, I mean everything from the Rolling Stones right down to what then was the Cables or the Heptones. Or I didn't even discover Bob Marley till at least a year and a half after that, when I really discovered Bob with Trenchtown Rock. But a lot of people had known all those small acts and Duppy Conquer and all that stuff way before that. Yeah, way before that. So, I mean, that's all part of my journey anyway. I discovered that, and when I was just 12-ish going 13, I was the one guy around who was 15 or 16 that wanted to play guitar and wanted to be in a band. So, at that time, it was so popular to do that.
Yes.
That every area had its bands. Red Hills had, house bands. And when I say house bands, I mean we rehearsed in people's homes and we played in people's homes. We went and played for this guy's party at his house or that guy's party at their house. Suddenly I got to go out and see Inner Circle at a club playing, and I said, yeah, this is really what I want to do. And I was fortunate to join them because the guitarist that they had left. And I had been watching them so much that I knew every song they played. So I was able to jump up and do it. I was 13 then. So things were moving nicely in my direction, and then I stayed with them for 4 years when I was 17.
And that's when you met Prilly?
No. Prilly was in Inner Circle. I met Prilly I think I met Prilly and Rums at the same time when I was 13. They were both singers. We also had Bruce Ruffin.
Yes.
As a singer, and Bruce went on to have a big hit here in the UK called Listen to the Rain. But we never saw Bruce again. But that Inner Circle lineup was really great. You had Roger and Ian Lewis, You had Willie Stewart, who later became Third World's drummer. You had Freddie Hamilton, you had Funky Brown, you had Douglas Guthrie, you had myself, and Ibo Cooper. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, that was a really good band. It was a really great band. And when I was 17, I broke away from that, wanting to do something more original than just being a band that
I was about to
played.
ask, because